Modern, new construction, on a corner lot, no HOA, sitting on a quarter-acre of land. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ocala, Florida. Let's get started. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Wilfredo and I'm a real estate advisor here in the wonderful state of Florida. And I only have one goal for this channel, and that's to show you the opportunities that we have here in the state of Florida. So if you are looking for your primary residence, a vacation home, second home, or an investment opportunity, if you're any one of those people, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any time I post any of these weekly videos. Okay, so to kick off this tour, my friends, let's first talk about the location. Like I said in the beginning, we are in Ocala, Florida. More specifically, we are in a section called Marion Oaks. And in Marion Oaks, you will find we're just 10 minutes away from Highway 200, which is the major highway that runs north to south, getting you all the way to downtown Ocala. And on Highway 200 is where you can find your Publix, your Walmart, your hospitals, your bookstores, the mall, everything you need for your daily household needs within 15 minutes from this location, my friends. And on a greater scale, to give you an overall of where we are in proximity to the major cities in Central Florida, which is 1 hour and 15 minutes outside of downtown Orlando, an hour and 30 minutes outside of Tampa, Florida, and just 55 minutes south of Gainesville, my friends. And in today's video, we're going to tour this beautiful house that you see behind me. This house is going to feature 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, just over 1,700 square foot of living space, my friends. Now let's kick things off right here in your driveway. Plenty of space to sit 6 vehicles, of course, in front of your 2-car garage. Now, as we move along this driveway, we're going to see this L-shaped walkway coming to the front of the house. And this builder did things a little bit different. This is the first time I see an exterior that looks quite like this. You're going to have your stone and wood finish. Gives you a nice little modern touch. 4 windows line up the front of the house, so a lot of natural light. And you'll see that when we go inside. That, my friends, is the outside of this house. Let's get inside. All right, so stepping into this open concept house, ladies and gentlemen, first you have the front door that has the glass, so a lot of natural light as soon as you walk in. Throughout the entire home, you are going to have luxury vinyl plank and very tall ceilings. Now, this is going to be open concept where you have your kitchen, your dining, and your living room. But before we tour this space, I do want to take you to this door right here, and behind this door is going to be your laundry room. So washer and dryer are going to go right here. On top, you have your wire metal rack, and I always recommend switching this out, get some nice custom cabinets. And then through this door, my friends, is going to be your 2-car garage. And the one thing I like about this garage is you have painted floors, so you have a nice finished look. Now in this section, you are going to see your water heater, your AC, but what I really like, you have a utility sink. So really good use if you're in here working on your car, you get really filthy. You don't have to track any of that dirt inside. You do your thing, wash up right over here. And then of course, you have your electrical panel on this wall. So stepping right back into the property, we are now going to enter into your open concept. So let's start over here in your living room. Really good space right over here. On this big wall is where you're going to put your big screen TV. Your couches and your table are going to be right in this section. And this is a great space to entertain and kind of just be with your family. Behind your living room, we're going to enter into this beautiful kitchen. So first things first, big quartz countertop. You're going to have the waterfall on both sides. Then you have some seating available, so you can put some bar stools so you can like enjoy your meals right here at your island. Nice pendant lighting. And then you have your sink, nice farmhouse sink right here at your island. Beautiful sliding doors that lead out into your lanai. We're going to take a step out there in a little bit. And then behind me, you have 42-inch cabinets with the black handles and the soft close. We always have to check that. All of your stainless steel appliances will be coming with the home. So through this door, my friends, this of course is going to be your pantry, and it's a really good size. You kind of walk in, so plenty of space to store all of your food. Now right off of your pantry, this, my friends, is where I would put a dining room table. So not the biggest space, but you could fit 4, even 6 pretty comfortably. And then right in front of that, you have a nice picture frame window. So this is your dining room space, kitchen, and your living room. So before we go into the master, which is behind this door, we're going to check out the first and only half bathroom of this property. So quartz countertops, of course you have a toilet, and a bonus, my friends, we love seeing windows in your bathroom. So a lot of natural light coming into your bathroom as well. And then as we step out, I'm gonna keep this for later in the tour. Now let's check out the guest bedrooms, which is on this side of the house. So on this side, 3 bedrooms as well as 2 bathrooms. So guest bedroom number 1 is gonna be through this door. So I wanna be as transparent as possible. Like I mentioned outside, this house is just over 1,700 square feet. And you have 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms in that space. So the guest bedrooms aren't gonna be the biggest I've seen, but nonetheless, you're gonna have your window facing your backyard. Of course, that same luxury vinyl throughout the entire space. And one thing about these guest bedrooms is they have good sized closets. So favorite thing about this guest bedroom is that you walk into your Jack and Jill bathrooms. So this connects to the bedroom right behind me. But first things first, double sink vanity. You have lots of cabinets down below. And then through this door, you have your toilet and your shower tub combination with beautiful tile running all the way to the top. And once again, another window. So going through this door, you're gonna enter into the second guest bedroom. Once again, not the biggest space, but you have your window facing your backyard. And then you have a really good sized closet like we saw in the previous guest bedroom. So as we step out, before we go into the third guest bedroom, we do have this door, which is a good sized linen closet. Love having storage. And this is probably my favorite guest bedroom, and I'll tell you why in a second. But you come in here, you have a window facing the side of the house, and then once again, another big closet. Despite the bedrooms not being the biggest size, you have plenty of closet space. And the reason why this is my favorite guest bedroom is because it has its very own ensuite. So a beautiful bathroom. When we step inside, you're gonna have that same tile all the way to the ceiling, black fixtures for your handles, toilet, and then of course quartz countertops on your vanity. And then once again, another window. And I think every bathroom has its very own window, my friends. So as we step out, we're not gonna go across the entire property. So once again, we're in your open concept, your living, dining, and your kitchen. And now we're gonna check out the master bedroom. Okay, so stepping into your master bedroom. This first door is gonna lead into your master bathroom. This door leads into your walk-in closet, but first, let's actually step into the bedroom itself. Once again, luxury vinyl plank flooring throughout the entire home. In this bedroom, you will notice they have nice tray ceilings, so it makes it nice and elegant, my friends. Also, you have these 2 windows facing the side of the house, so once again, a lot of natural light throughout this room and throughout the rest of the house. Now, as you step over here, like I said, this second door is gonna lead into your walk-in closet. And this is typical what we see from the builders, always using the wire rack. I always recommend upgrading to some nice custom cabinets to make this space really nice and elegant. And then through this door, nice pocket door, this is gonna open up into your master bathroom. So double sink vanity in here, quartz countertop, lots of cabinets down below. Of course, you have your mirrors, your lighting up above. And this, my friends, is a beautiful, nice tub. So if you like to come home and relax, this is perfect for you. I'm not a tub person, I'm more of a shower guy. I won't make any use out of this. But if you love taking baths, this is a perfect add-on to your master bathroom. Once again, windows up top, a lot of natural light. And then of course, the same tile that we see in all of the other bathrooms, all the way to the top, nice and beautiful and elegant. And then of course, your black fixtures. Now lastly, right before we get out of the bathroom, right through this door, you are gonna have your water closet. So nice and private, and you even have a window in your water closet. Once again, more natural light, my friends. Now we are gonna step out into your backyard and into your lanai and give you a good idea of why a lot of people are moving to Florida. It's the beautiful weather and the outdoor space, my friends. All right, so stepping out into your backyard and into your lanai space. Now this is a really good size lanai for the square footage of this home. Usually I see lanais a lot smaller than this. Over here you have pre-plumbing, so if you wanted to do your outdoor kitchen, they made that super easy for you. So in this space, you can set up your chairs and a table and really enjoy your backyard underneath your cover lanai, protect you from the sun. The only thing you would have to do is probably enclose it to protect yourself for those summer bugs, my friends. Now, stepping out into your backyard, this lot is 0.26 acres of land, so just over a quarter-acre land. Remember, no HOA, no CDD, so no one can tell you what you can and cannot do with your property. You are going to be connected to public water, and you are going to have a septic tank in your front yard, my friends. That's your backyard. No neighbors as of right now, but that can all change when they build on these lots. Once again, you're on a corner lot, so you have no neighbors to the right side of the house, my friends. Let's go inside, break down the finances and the kind of loans you need to get into this property. Let's go. All right, my YouTube family, let's wrap up this home tour. Now, let's talk about the price of the home, the finances, the different loan options you have to get into this property. First, the price of this home. This house is listed at $359,000. Now, if you want to get into this property with as little money down as possible, an FHA loan is going to allow you to do that. With an FHA loan, you only have to put down 3.5%. So at $359,000, putting down 3.5%, your down payment is going to be $12,565. Now, if you were going to use a conventional loan requires you to put down 5%. So at that 5%, your down payment would be $17,950. Now, a lot of people ask me, why would I use a conventional loan if I only need to put down 3.5% using an FHA loan? The primary reason why you might want to use a conventional loan is that once you reach 20% equity in your home, you no longer have to pay private mortgage insurance, and that can save you hundreds of dollars every single month on your monthly payment. If you use an FHA loan, you have to pay that primary mortgage insurance throughout the term of your loan. Now, if you use an FHA loan, you can always refinance out of that into a conventional loan. So you won't be tied to an FHA loan throughout the entire term of that loan. So you also have that option as well. Now, along with your down payment, another cost associated with purchasing a home are going to be closing costs. And closing costs are roughly 3 to 4% of the purchase price of your home. So with this home, your closing costs are approximately around the $12,000 range. But that's where I come in as your realtor. It is my job to negotiate those closing costs for you on your behalf, so you don't have to bring those costs to the closing table, and you can secure this house with just your down payment. And the thing about today and the market, the way it stands right now in April of 2025, there is a lot of inventory currently on the market right now here in Central Florida. So what that tells me is that we are now in a buyer's market. And when you're in a buyer's market, a lot of builders are offering concessions because they want to sell their home. So there's a lot of competition, a lot of houses on the market. And when that happens, like I said, builders are willing to give a lot of concessions. So closing costs are something that a lot of the builders are offering as well to get their houses sold. Now, taxes and your homeowner's insurance. Taxes are approximately 1% to 1.1% of the purchase price. So for this property, you're looking around $4,000 per year on your taxes. And as far as your homeowner's insurance, being that this is new construction, flood zone X, the house is under warranty, homeowner's insurance in this area, you're looking at anywhere from $700 to $900 per year. Now, another thing I want to discuss is a program that is going to be released in the summertime. We're looking around June or July. It's something called Hometown Heroes, and you might have heard of it in the past. They're re-releasing that program, so this is going to help with down payment assistance. So if you are in the market to buy a house, but you don't have the down payment and you want to buy a house sooner than later, that is a very good program that's going to allow you to get into a home using down payment assistance. They're going to give you 5% or up to $35,000 for your down payment. But keep in mind, there is credit restrictions. You do need to have a credit above 640, and you do need to be a first-time home buyer. And keep in mind, this is a loan that you have to pay back, but you can pay that back when you sell your property in the future. So with that being said, my friends, you guys have all the information on the property, all the finances. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's house tour. If anyone out there is looking to buy or sell in the state of Florida, all my information is in the description below. I'd love to help each and every one of you guys out. And until then, my friends, I'll see you on the next video. Take care.